New free MMO, mutating dungeons, Wayfinder. Okay. Yeah, and this was even talked about, was not even talked about by Lucky Ghost, so let's take a look.
The gloom. Its arrival brought chaos. But we found a way to control it.
Art style looks okay.
Now, earlier this year at TennoCon, Digital Extremes teased a new game that they were working on as a publisher with another developer called Airship Syndicate, the team behind The Ruined King, Darksiders Genesis, and of course Battle Chaser.
That's pretty cool. I really like their art style. Battle Chaser is one of my favorite turn-based games. I don't really play too many of them, but I really like Battle Chasers.
This is their new game, Wayfinder, the collaboration of both companies, revealed at last night's Game Awards show, and it looks very, very interesting. So what's the hook? Why should you be interested in this game? So a very quick summary before I go into more detail.
MMO.
It is going to be completely
That's all most people need. It's a new MMO.
free to play with full crossplay and save on launch between PC and PlayStation initially, I think. It's a multiplayer action MMO, 6 playable characters at launch, weapons.
Let's take a look. You have the Windgrave, basically Prot Warrior, Silo Alchemist type class, I guess. Nis is the Rogue, Senja, like a Fury Warrior type of thing. You got the freaking big arm you're going to smash people with. Kairos, I'm assuming like Shadow Magi. Redacted, no idea.
Usable by any class. Weapon crafting, Lost Zone dungeons with mission mutators.
Maybe not Fury Warrior, like Arms Warrior for the chick.
Look to be its end game loop with full character customization and backstories, a resource grind for crafting new items, upgrading weapons, player housing with apartments, open player hub called the Overlands, no loot boxes, no gachas. Its microtransaction model apparently is going to follow Warframe's, with everything earnable in game simply by playing it. So maybe you'll get a currency you earn by playing like Platinum in Warframe, and that will allow you to then purchase any of the items you want.
Bad.
Similar weapons can have different perks, which makes 2 of the same weapon category perform completely differently, so your builds will have variety. It all sounds pretty damn good, right? Honestly, sounds very Warframe-esque in a Darksiders or Battle Chasers visual styled universe, which I am totally down for. I am a huge Darksiders fan. One of the very first videos I ever made on my channel was of Darksiders 2. Now,
Yeah, I mean, Darksiders 1 was pretty good, but Darksiders 2, man, that is, to me, it's the same level as Witcher 3. Like, there's some games that I truly believe are like top of the line, like crazy, crazy good. Witcher 3, Darksiders 2, Mass Effect 2. There's probably a few more. I mean, Wrath of the Lich King, Warcraft. So all that comes to mind, like off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's others. But those games, like if you haven't played them, really worth playing them. Especially with Witcher 3, I'm going to be streaming later. Is especially with because of the new update to the graphics, it's completely worth going back and replaying that game, or playing it new if you never played it.
it is going to be free to play as well, so that's a huge plus for all gamers out there.
Free to play, that always worries me a little, but hopefully the game isn't like insanely grindy like Warframe.
But let's look a little bit deeper into exactly what Wayfinder is. So Wayfinder is set in Evenor, a world affected by something called the Gloom, which affects and changes everything that it touches.
Oh, corruption. That's basically what it is, corruption. They had it in Darksiders 2 also, so I guess that's fine. It's a bit like cliche at this point.
A world where reality is breaking down, the gods have been killed, and a dark energy is spreading across the realm. And you're the hero, right? So the world's doomed. The website shows 6 characters at launch, with one of them hidden: Wingrave, Silo, Nis, Snedja, Kairos, and of course the hidden one. Each one has 4 abilities, each one voice acted with their own backstory and connections to other characters in game. You can switch between any of these heroes on the go. Each one has their own spells and backgrounds and playstyles, which I'll go over in another video maybe tomorrow. But these guys can use any weapon that you want in game, it seems, with no hero tied to any specific weapon. Yes, They have their signature type of weapon like Wingrave with his sword and shield, but they're not tied to it, so you can diversify and build them to your own unique
That's pretty
playstyle
cool.
if you wanted to, which also opens up more variety in builds.
I wonder how that's going to affect it though, because a lot of times when games have stuff like that, like people build broken builds, like really OP builds, and then they get nerfed into the ground, which always feels bad. So I hope they don't go that route. I hope instead they just buff other builds to kind of match it, or maybe a slight nerf to the OP build while bringing up the other ones, so it doesn't feel as bad with the nerf. It just feels terrible when you invest into a character that is like OP. Yes, everyone, but let's be fair, everyone wants to make an OP character, and then the game developers just nerf it into the ground.
So you could use Wingrave with a rifle. Maybe
Most people
his
will just quit the
abilities
game
could
at
give
that
some
point.
kind of a unique buff to using that rifle, who knows? But currently there are 4 weapon types with dual blades, sword and shield, rifles,
killed
and
it with
two-handed
Path of
melee
Exile for
weapons,
me.
which can be used by any character, with each weapon having their own ability. So one dual blade could slow down time, while another dual blade could give you a unique dash ability. So similar category weapons, like I said, don't have the same ability. In Even Or, we'll be using a special gloom dagger to rip open what looks like a portal from the trailer, and this seems to be the mission selector where you choose which mission you're going to run. So in Warframe you have the star chart, which then loads you into the mission you want to run. In this, it's a magical dagger. But on the mission select screen,
Same
you
thing.
see
It's
the
like a hub.
destination, but you also see mutators underneath that destination select, while also having the description of the mutator over on the right of the screen.
That's pretty cool.
And these can be a variety of different things, so no 2 adventures will be the same. The mutator we seen during the trailer was shadow puddles on the ground will heal enemies that stand inside it. Another one was enemies enrage and explode on death. So missions sound like they'll have a little bit of variety to them, while also being randomly generated areas or zones. And I'm guessing
this is something like Torchlight should have really leaned their game towards, in my opinion, because this has like a Torchlight feel to it, and I know they were trying to make their own MMO. But man, that new Torchlight is rough.
increased difficulty will mean better loot. But this is what a typical mission loop is, according to the Wayfinder website. You will enter your lost zone, you will fight
That'd be
the
really
creatures,
interesting.
you will collect
Like,
resources, then
I'm
you can
gonna give this a
complete
try when
area
it comes
events,
out.
you can explore the zone, complete quests or
I like
jobs
action
that you have,
RPGs.
hunt
So.
the boss of that zone, which is like a big boss, and then locate a new
It's like a stylized PoE.
destination.
far,
So
that I'm
it
seeing.
has events in the zone, kind of maybe like Destiny or Wave Defense, Horde
It's also not like completely minion, like crowding the screen. so-
survival, who knows, maybe something similar to what Deep Rock Galactic has, with random events being in random generated zones, which would be cool,
They're releasing
where we
for
can
this.
choose to complete that event for extra loot or not. So again, more variety. Lost zones apparently won't be soloable according to the website, but we'll see about that. Gamers have a habit of proving developers wrong and saying, oh, you're saying we can't do that? Well, we just did.
Pretty much, yeah. If there's kiting in the game, almost guarantee there's going to be people who can solo it. Especially with the level of build diversity they're saying is available, it's almost a guarantee someone out there is going to find like a broken build that's just going to be either unkillable or going to do like stupid amount of damage.
But they do go as far as saying story missions, daily, weekly, and side quests can be soloed, but it is a co-op game at heart, so it's going to be better experience playing with friends.
Yeah, that's always like something a lot of games claim, but then most people play it solo anyway, so
If you have any. In the earlier dev video that we were shown back at TennoCon, we did get to see weapons being worked on of different grades. So like other MMOs with green, blue, purple, gold variety of weapons, epic, legendary, and so on. So the weapon design looks amazing, with weapons having their own distinct visuals and names, but also the character customization is a thing which will allow your heroes to stand out and have your own personal, I guess, distinct touch
the abilities don't look too good, especially compared to other games like Genshin Impact and Blue Protocol.
to them. Some of this customization now, I am assuming, right, because a lot of games do it this way, will be tied to microtransactions, however, but maybe you can earn them in-game as well, because like I said, they are following Warframe's model of everything that you see in-game you can get simply by playing it. But that's what we know about Wayfinder
Yeah.
so far. There is a closed beta next week, but it's going to be under NDA according to their website. So go ahead and sign up for this if it interests you, and you could get a hands-on and get to test it yourself. The game is
like Warframe's really big on modifying abilities to really change up how the game, how you play your game. So I'm hoping they do a similar thing here. That was my favorite part of what Warframe
Is set for early
was the mods you can implement into your character that really changes up how it feels.
access release in spring next year and full free to play release at the end of the year. So I'm guessing the early access will be a paid for access to get into the game early, and then at the end of the year they're going to release it full free to play. Let me know what you think of Wayfinders in the comment section of this video, if it's something that you like the look of or not. Have a great day regardless, and as always, thanks for watching.
As one. We
Good video.
are Wayfinders.
I'm really looking. Is there a release date to this? Early access. Let's take a quick look. See if they got anything. Fall of 2023. Okay, so next year. It's not too far. It's good. Yeah, that looks really interesting. Sign up for the beta. I'll probably sign up for the beta. I'll be honest, I don't really like playing betas or alphas just because I feel like it could ruin the experience for me if it's not like good. So, like for example, I played betas before, and if the beta felt really bad, I just never even bothered with the game when it released. I feel like that's not really fair to the game, so I tend to avoid them now. Alright, so good video by Tactical Potato. Never really seen his videos before, but he came up, so probably check out his other videos another time. But yeah, it's a Wayfinder new MMO. Looks really interesting. Not an MMO RPG, but still